Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. I am your host, the Reverend Rob Lee. Banger. All right, tonight we're going to see what's going. Been a little weird this weekend. Some things. Everything's kind of moving slow. So people are coming in, but they're coming in slow. Things are going to happen. We're going to find out what's going on. Tonight, I thought we might take a look at the absolute two-card pull, Light and Shadow. Hey, Bruce, Miss Cynthia, good to see you both. Glad you are here. So we have the shadow off the bottom and the light off the top. And let's just see how they're working together. If anybody's got any questions, go ahead and put them in, and let's get some things going. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, that divine mother, the spirit, the angels, everything that you have given us, we say thank you to the all. Thank you to both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Everything, you're all one and the same. You're all part. Again, thank you for the blessings. Sometimes we forget to tell you. What I'd like for you to do is please put your hands down upon me. Make sure my brain is open. Make sure your message comes through and not mine. Send your angels down to protect us. And let's see what's going on tonight and have a good message. In all that we ask it, so mote it be. Okay, so blessings, good to see you. What's going on? So, Cynthia, Bruce, Christina Lee, hey, how are you? What are you up to? There's my sweetie. Glad to see what's going on, and let's see what's happening. So do we have any questions tonight? Yes, we got one starting off right here. Blessings. All right, here we go. What's my friend Imtiaz's feelings about me? I'm going to tell you what you need to know about Imtiaz and you. I won't go into what they're feeling about you. It's not fair. It's their private thoughts. You need to reach out. You need to date. You need to find out what's happening and go about it. You can't be afraid to put yourself out there. So as far as Imtiaz goes, you know what we've got here, all right out of the gate, is the King of Coins. Now, this is the shadow card. This is saying that in there somewhere, money, objects, materialism, things are playing a huge part in this deal. And then we have the King of Cups. So there might be, man, we got a lot of kings going on here for you. The King of Coins is in the dark. It's in the shadow of what's happening. But in the light, the King of Cups, the emotions, the love, the joy. So this is what you need to come over. Don't cross the two up. What I'm seeing here for you, blessings, is that this should be this is lurking as being important down deep, when right here, this is where you need to be focusing on the light. Where are you at with the love, with the emotion, the security, taking care of you, and being happy? Wow. Bangarang. All right. Let's see what's going on from here. Maria, good to see you. May I ask for a general for the next 4 days? Let's see where you need to focus over the next 4 days. Find out what's going on. It's good to see you. And let's see what's happening here. Okay. So, Maria, we're going to bring this back in and do the cut. Go here. And your shadow card, the things that are lurking around inside, we're worrying about the Nine of Coins. What's happening here is the Nine of Coins is coming in to say, you in the shadows of whatever you're doing, monetary means and things like this, anything of that's tangible is what's lurking down in beneath. Now, that's not bad. We've always got to keep what's going on in mind. But over the next 4 days, it's called time to be patient. I think what I'm seeing here is there's an urgency being put out that you need some things to happen to come through or whatnot. Guess what? Be patient. You've done the work, all right? This will happen. Don't let this take you by surprise. Don't let this overwhelm you, okay? Let's see what's happening and let's see what's going on, all right? Wow, bangerang. Okay. Christina, let's see what's happening. When is the job coming? I'm ready to receive. All right, Christina, let's take a look and see what's going on. A lot of people are ready to receive. One of the things, and see, y'all, I tell my own daughter, are you doing what needs to be done? Are you taking the appropriate actions? Are you doing things? Because almost everybody's ready to receive. That doesn't separate us. That doesn't make things happen. It's the action. It's what are you willing to do to get there and do that. You know, that's the hard thing. And this is what's hard for a lot of people. All right, let's go here. Drop right here. So what we have here, ooh, Two of Swords. There's something you need to make a decision on. There's a decision looming over. This is all about this job, what we've got. Look at the clouds laying in behind you, and this is your shadow card. It's not knowing where to go, not willing to make a decision. Maybe there are some things that you need to come to terms with, all right? And those things will come out. With that, once you do that, then things will go back to happiness and joy. You know, the Six of Cups is talking about childhood, going back to our childhood, reminiscing. Some of these things are going to be very important. You're so worried about what's happening next week, we forget to worry about what's going on and what we've been blessed with right now. So what I see here is there's not a certain date within the cards that's saying that. I will ask this. All right, let's go here. Pendulum, will you work with me this evening? Oh, yes, right into a yes. Okay. Christina wants to know when the job coming. Now, is she looking? Yeah, there's a lot out there. See how I went into a circle? All right. So that's pretty open. When is the job coming? It depends on what you're doing and where you're at and what's going on. Now, is the job coming within the next 3 weeks? Big maybes. Always in a circle. It's unknown. It's unseen. What's going on? Will she have this job within the next 6 weeks? That has gone straight to a yes. So that is what I see there, Christina. This is going to be a lot up to you, what you do, how you handle it. I know you're going through some adversity right now, things like this. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to overcome to get there? All right. But this is saying within 6 weeks, 3 weeks, it's all kind of out there. Be careful what you're putting out there. But if you're there, you're open, you're ready to take this reins by the horns and go at it, you know what? It's going to be okay. So give it 6 weeks. All right. Wow. Bangerang. Okay. Let's see what's happening here. Michael Johnson, I'm going to bring these up and see how you doing, buddy. Will I be in a romantic relationship and stay long-term soon? Will Michael Johnson, Pendulum, will Michael Johnson be in a romantic relationship and stay long-term soon? It's going at a diagonal and starting to move in a big circle. There's so much at play. Again, almost like I would tell Christina, what are you willing to do for that love? Or is it just, we're hoping to be in one? Am I going to meet the person of my dreams? Pooh, my soulmate's going to walk in like out of some movie. Are you out meeting people? Are you out seeing people? This is going to be, it's not just, everybody's not meant to meet their soulmate. We make more out of the soulmate thing than what needs to be. I got to meet my soulmate. There's a reason your soul left to begin with. Part of your soul split, part of yourself split. And it was if one of those pieces needed to learn something, okay, needed to find out, that will not come back together. Sometimes they don't come back together in this life because you're on two different planes, two different realms. These things are happening. So will I be in a long-term relationship soon? It's going to be up to you. Are you willing to do it? What are you doing? This is falling in your hands. Now, let's do a cut, find out what's happening here. All right, your shadow card. We have the Nine of Cups. So what I'm seeing here is if you're doing everything you need to do, you can manifest and bring that into light, but it's going to be on you and what you need to do it. The Nine of Cups is, are you getting out and meeting people? Are you doing the right things? Are you putting the best part of yourself forward so somebody can look at you, fall in love with you, like you, things like that? What we need to do to be able to get there is remember justice. This is one of the things. Karma's playing a role, okay? Justice is there. This is one of those things that where I'm seeing we've got the white peace dove, okay? Some of this you're going to have to make peace within yourself. And what I'm seeing here is death is lurking in the background. There are some old things that need to be let go of or actually dealt with. So this is what's going on. The light is shining on this love life portion to say there are things in your past that you need to deal with so you can make this dream come true. Wow. Bang. All right, there we go. All right, let's see what's happening here. All right, get these cards over here. You know, all right. I'll come back to you, Michael. Let's see what's going on here. Mainly mystics. All right. Hey, Miss Jill, how are you? Can David and I get a couple of cards for our living situation, please? And thank you. We have been dealing with difficult neighbors and the landlord doesn't care. Oh, no, know what you're talking about. Should we stay? Should I stay or should I go now? You know, it's one of those things. So let's take a look. Okay. And the landlord doesn't care. Should we stay or should I be look? All right, let's take a look. You should always be looking. Even when we lived in some of the best apartments, you know, really in the world, Gillian and I have been very blessed to live in places where we have lived. We're always looking. We're always making sure, what do I need to find home? What does she need to find home? So I don't care if you're not completely and totally happy or can come to terms with what's happening, then you should always be looking. Okay. Just like a job. All right. A CEO from a huge company, all right, actually liked me, helped me learn a lot of things about business and whatnot. And he taught me this one thing. One of my teammates, well, they were one of, I was their supervisor, okay? But they were very good and everybody liked them. Well, we had to make some changes because the business flipped a little bit and they threatened to quit. And one of the things he said was, you need to go find a job. Why aren't you looking already? And it kind of threw me. It's like, if you don't know what you're worth in the marketplace, how can you tell if we're treating you fairly? So if you don't know what your worth is in that living situation or whatnot, what this is doing, if it's not serving its need, you should always be looking. You don't have to jump. All right, here we go. Let's find something out here. All right, good to see you. Glad to hear from you. All right, so in the shadow realm, you know what we have here? Look at there, 14, temperance. You've got to find a balance. There's going to be something wrong everywhere you go, and Gillian and I can attest to that. But you've got to find that balance in being able to find something that's comfortable, deal with the sorrows, the problems, okay? The pain in the asses, okay? And at the same time, find the sun, the joy in where you are right now. Your light card is coming out as the Queen of Wands. Take control, be independent, find out what's going on. It does not hurt to look and see what's happening in and around you, okay? If you're not being happy, if this isn't a balance of, oh, here the neighbors are a pain in the ass again. If you're living under that shadow, then it's time to go. Find your independence. Find the place that's going to make you happy. Feed your soul, feed your passion where you can do that. When you get into a place where you're more worried about the neighbors, okay, and you can no longer enjoy living, there's a problem. All right. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Be on the lookout. Get your independence. Find out what's going on, and ask yourself: Are we truly happy here? Is it just one person? Can we deal with it? All right. Does that make sense? Wow. Banger. Okay. Here we go. All right, Michael, I got to get to some other people first that have come in. All right. Since I've already gotten to you, I'll get back there in a bit. I'll see what's happening. Okay. And so Gene, hugs and kisses. Good to see you. May I ask what I need to know about my connection with I? Absolutely. What do you need to know about your connection with I? All right. Something's telling me to do it this way. All right. We're going to go here. I'm going to bring this shadow card out. And we're going to go here. Woo. Okay. Right now, what I'm saying, I'm gonna shoot you straight up. It's time to pay attention to yourself. Stop worrying about an I. Stop worrying about everything else, and it's time to walk on and move on. Okay. Don't know what's up with I. Don't care. Not saying that. I'm saying what's best for you. Take care of you. Take care of what's happening. You're getting stuck waiting for somebody, and this is saying it's time to cut something loose and move on. Whatever's not serving you anymore, move on. Don't sit there and hang out and hope and pray or whatnot. No, it works or it doesn't work. Move on. All right. Wow. Bang. All right. Good luck with that. Love to hear what's going on. Keep us posted. Sierra and Dell. Good to see you. Hey, Rev Rob. I am currently in a process of applying to different jobs. I am hoping for an internal transfer. What does Spirit have to say about this? Please and thank you. All right. Tonight is a pendulum night. Let's do this. All right. Pendulum Spirit. Sierra and Dell is wanting to get a new job, but she's wanting for an internal transfer. Is this looking good for her? Yes, but it's going to take a while. It started with a shimmy, okay? And then it started moving, yes. So if it's something you need to do right now, you're going to have to be patient. It's not going to happen right away, okay? But I do see it happening. I do feel like it's coming in, and that all you have to do is mind your P's and Q's, look at what's happening there, and this will come through for you. Make sure you're following the rules, putting your best foot forward. Look, be the person that work needs you to be, okay? And that you need to be able to move ahead. Also, just because we want it doesn't necessarily mean it's there. I'm really getting there's something going on in the look for this job that is, they're still at play. Something's going on. They don't have all the exact answers yet, if that's making any sense. Let's do this. Okay. Sierra and Dell. Internal transfer. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I already did the cut. We're going to go here. So again, we are back to the temperance card. All right. The temperance, meaning you got to find balance. And that's where I said you're going to have to be patient. Let things take shape. You got to take some of the good with the bad, no matter what job it is. I've never had a job, whether I loved it or despised it, that didn't have good and bad. And you've got to deal with the bad to get to the good sometimes. But even then, when the job is really good, we still have to deal with the bad. Okay. And that's just part of life. That's part of what's happening. There's a lot of drama going on around you, and stay out of it. This is what I'm really seeing right now. Is there some drama going on at work or whatnot? People might be trying to pull you in on an argument, or they're disgruntled or whatnot. Stay out of it. This might be a good time to build a boundary around yourself and around some of these people that are bringing you down. Negativity, step back. Don't be seen as part of that group. All right. Look here, group, click. More than one person. All right. So what I'm trying to tell you is the balance is still, if you want to be friends, you can be friends, but you don't have to hang out and be identified with that group. Something's going on there, and that's what's causing the slowdown. And somebody may be looking to see where you fit in that picture. Wow. Bangarang. All right. Let's see what's shaking now. All right. Who we got here? Hey, how are you? Good to see you again. Hope everything's going. Hi. Will I be in a romantic relationship and stay long-term soon? This is worded almost exactly like somebody else. Gillian, is this the same person or no? Okay. All right. So that's on you. Joab, this is on you. Okay. This is, and the other person, like I told them, you have to say, am I going to be out there? Am I going to put myself out there? And a lot of us don't want to be out there because we're afraid of getting hurt. Or we've made this such an importance, we've become codependent on needing somebody else to make us happy. Loneliness is a thing, but where have you fallen in with loving yourself? So let's do this. Let's come here. So what I get right out of the gate is the devil's in the details. All right. We have the 8 of coins. And what this is saying here, Joab, is that, you got to watch for the details. Are you out there? Are you learning? Are you finding out what's going on? This is the shadow. Are you willing to do the work to actually be in that relationship? Or are you waiting for that to fall in your lap? We've got here, remember, be thankful for what you have around you. Don't go taking some crazy action. 7s are always about, put the brakes on, okay? Take a look around you. Find out what's going on. Take a look within yourself. Are you too work-oriented? Is everything, you're picking everything apart? Are you picking somebody apart so you can't find the happiness here? Shadow, light, okay? You're going to have to accept somebody for their faults as well as their good parts. You're like, Rob, I know that. I understand. Yeah, but there are times we forget that, okay? And this is what I'm seeing here. There are people around you. There are things that you have to be grateful for. I'm seeing you really need to learn that gratitude about yourself and getting back in tune with yourself and doing the work on yourself. And that may become possible. So this Joabros wants to know if they're going to be in a long-term relationship anytime soon. And the pendulum went right into no. So its term of soon, all right, may not be the same as yours. But there's something here, I'm telling you, that you have to work on within yourself to make this happen. Find out what that is, okay? What is that makes you need, that we have to work on internally, all right, to be able to bring about what you want, all right? Bang, bang. Okay, here we go. Now, Michael, let's get back to you, Michael Johnson. Okay. Will I find an apartment and like where the apartment is and be happy long-term soon? All right, Michael, all this is up to you. This is one of those things that, will you? How the hell does anybody know what's going on in your life? All right. This, only you can know that. All right. Are you doing it, putting it forward? Are you putting the right out there? Are you taking the steps? Are you saving money to be in that? That's going to be the thing. Will Michael find an apartment and like where the apartment is and be happy long-term soon? It's spinning in circles and going no, because you have forgotten the secret to happiness. If you have to ask that question, then you're not doing what you need to do to make yourself happy. Why aren't you happy? You need to sit down and start analyzing that very question before Spirit can bring a special someone into your life. Because what is it that's keeping you from being happy? You want to be happy with somebody. You want to be in a new apartment with somebody, or it's just all, but you're never going here and saying, I'm happy. Michael, get off your ass. You have to make yourself happy. All right. It's not up to the world. It's not up to Spirit. Spirit's giving you stuff, things like this. If you don't like the situation, the person you are, then you've got to change it. If you like who you are, why aren't you happy? What's missing? You have to figure that dynamic out. And in that, that's when you'll be able to find the answer to your question. Okay? Wow. Bangarang. I love you, but that's just what it is and where we need to go. So, okay. You're welcome. I Tarot and Attitude, over there, right there. Okay. That's because I try to be nice sometimes or whatnot. I'm still nice. Okay. But sometimes we just need that slap in the face of going, what the hell? Look at both of those statements. I want you to go back, write both of those statements on a pad, okay, of paper, both of them, and look at that statement and say, why am I not happy? Why do I have to have somebody else in my life to make me happy? Okay, so that's what it's got. Yeah, you got to be level-headed. You got to take a look within ourselves. We say things all the time. We want to meet that special someone. We want somebody there. And a lot of times I do believe Spirit may have somebody picked out, but they have to protect them as much as they have to protect you. So if you're not ready to have somebody in your life like that, if you can't sustain happiness and joy on your own, how are you going to do it for two people? You're going to become just strictly needy and this is what I'm looking for. I need you to make me happy. My wife and I make each other happy, okay? And you know what? I'll be brokenhearted if something happens and she left. But you know what she will tell you? And I will tell you, I'll still be happy. I'll be sad for what I've lost, but I'm going to live my life. She's going to live her life. All right. And it wasn't until we were late in life that I think, because of just what I told you, all right, that we finally both got to a place where we could sustain ourselves, then we met. All right. And I'm a firm believer in that. I've said all along how much my wife means to me. It's been no secret. Nothing has ever been hidden about that. At the same point, we have to live our lives and we have to be happy. So it's just that simple. Okay. You've got to find that happiness, because if you're not happy and you get around other people, all right, you will come off as not being the person that's attracting somebody in that's going to want to be with you. Okay. So, and this isn't just for you, Michael. This is for other people asking the same question. Happiness is key. It's a thought process. It's mine. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Cynthia, thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate it. I appreciate the Rob Does Not Candy Coat. We are here for the truth. And, that's what we're all about. This is funny. This is funny. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? That's very true. That's very, very true. Hey, Merrick, glad to see you. Welcome in. Hope everything's going good or whatnot. So if you have a question, just pop it in there. We'll go there. But right now, we don't have a whole lot of questions tonight. I knew it was going to be slow. I just knew it tonight. And this is an unusually slow night, and it's okay. It's okay. Something in the messages I've been given tonight, remember I asked at the beginning that the word comes through from Spirit through me so people can hear and see what's going on. And maybe that's what's needed, is to remind people, wait a minute, it's all on me. My life is on me. Let's see what's going on, What do we got here, Merritt? Will I ever be able to practice my profession as a midwife in my life? I'm going to tell you, yes, you can. Now, again, it gets back to some other things. Are you I don't know where you're located or what's going on. Sir, if you're in the US, all the requirements are different from state to state. Are you willing to go get the certification, the paper, the degree that is going to be able to do that? If not, if not, then you've got to go to a place like Canada. I think requires a bachelor's degree, at least 4-year degree, to be able to do that. But there are places in this world where that's not a requirement. Are you willing to get up and move? Willing to go there? Even though I tried my best, okay, I couldn't get a job. Did you quit? You never stop. I'm going to tell you something that I listened to one time, and this made complete and total sense to me. London. So see, I don't know the laws in London, okay? But welcome, glad you're here. Find out the requirements in London, what it is, what you need to do, okay? Then, do you have to be hired through somebody? Whatnot. Here's the deal, this is one of those things where this guy described it the best, all right? When you get up every day and you're going after your dream, just as much you need to fulfill that dream as much as you need to breathe air, you will be successful. We don't ever go, well, you know what? I'm tired of breathing. I think I'm going to take a break for a while. All right. We get discouraged, Merritt, and that's okay. That's why we're human. All right. We're here to experience some of this. All right. But how we deal with our life is how we deal with when we're dealt a losing battle. How do we come around it? What do we do? All right. And will Merritt ever be able to be a professional midwife? Right into a yes. So there's something you've got to research, something you've got to do, somewhere you need to go. Spirit is saying you can do this. All right. Do you have the education? Do you have everything you need for London? Do you have everything you need for the medical association? Whatever that may be. Okay. Yes, you can do it, but it's going to be up to you to step up and go, damn, I'm going after this, whatever I have to do. All right. So work at it. If I can help, let me know. Okay. So let me get over here. All right. AM. Well, hi. Can I get a message regarding my platonic connection with my friend Anthony? Okay. You're telling me it's platonic. Okay. There's something there, even in the statement. I don't ever recall asking a question unless there was something that happened, an event occurred that kind of separated us, or they needed help and I needed to know what I needed to do to help them. So let's do this. I'll bring it up. All right. It's a platonic relationship. What does AM need to know about what's going on with Anthony? You know, in the shadow, we have here, the Hanged Man, okay? There's something that's happening, okay? And somebody needs to change their perspective. This is something where somebody feels like they've been hurt. There's a past hurt that's laying in the background that's interfering with this, okay? And somebody's, I don't know if it's on Anthony or if it's on you, but there is something here keeping you separated. Somebody has to flip this thing upside down and look at it from a different perspective. You can't make Anthony do that. Can you do that? You know, what we've got here is you have to focus. All right. And again, you said platonic, so I'll take your word for it, kind of. It's one of those things. Don't get mad at me, all right? But what I'm getting here is you're supposed to focus on you, all right? Not Anthony. You are to keep focus on where you're going, what you're doing. Don't get stuck in the past. Don't get stuck trying to figure something out for somebody else. You keep going, all right? Let me tell you something. One of my best friends on this planet, all right? We have known each other literally since infant, all right? My oldest boy's middle name is after him, okay? There have been times we've been so mad at each other, we're going to spit, okay? We just had a disagreement the other day. And it's one of those things where when we communicate and come together, because we love each other and we're that good of friends, okay, we're both willing to go, holy shit, okay, this got blown out of proportion. I'm so very sorry, all right? We have survived distances. We have survived long times without communication, okay? And it's one of those things where he had to focus on his life and I had to focus on mine. But in any given moment, okay, I'd say the same thing about Mr. Bruce, okay? He got to do what he got to do. I got to do what I got to do. But a couple of years ago, I got into a bad medical situation. He was willing to drop what he was just waiting for a phone call to say, here for my wife, get on a plane. I need your help. And he would have been there. And it's vice versa. But we still have to go about our daily lives. Okay. We keep going. We don't always agree on everything. All right. I've embarrassed him. Okay. Different things. Guess what? You have to concentrate on you, AM. You have to keep moving in the direction and don't let things pull you off course. That's what Spirit has for you. That's what's most important. Okay? Wow. Banger. All right. Where are we at here? We are at 8:08. Okay. And, Michael, not a problem. Thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate it. And everything's going good, Yes, I only want friendship from him. However, he acts kind of funny when I talk to guys I am interested in. And that's what, so you have to keep going. You can't keep worried about him if he can't accept that you want to keep him as just a friend. And a lot of these guy-gal friendship things, a lot of them work. A lot of them don't, okay? Because somebody gets attached a little too deeply. And you know what? It doesn't make him bad. Doesn't make him wrong, okay? It is. He is attached. And he doesn't want to let go, all right? But this is one of those things. If he's not for you, you need to keep moving and let him deal with it. That makes more sense than finding out what is going on, okay? Everybody, if you would, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share. That helps us so much. Down below in the description is how you can actually book a session with me, we'll go into a lot more detail, a lot more detail. Okay. And we can dig deep and find some things out and go wherever we need to go. There's books we've written there, my wife and I both. There is ways to set up sessions with her for crystal healing, both of us for Reiki healing, me for sound healing, and just plain straight up spiritual and Christian counseling. Okay. So, yep, we'll do some cards or we won't. I'll leave that up to you. So, you know what it looks like to me tonight being what it is? I'm glad everybody was here. You know, I appreciate it. But I think tonight we're going to say, you know, that this is, hey, Deborah, good to see you. Appreciate it. All right, very much. I think we are going to call this a night right now. And I'm going to tell everybody, you know, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And be back next Monday at 7:30. All right. But remember, take what you want. Leave what you don't. It's okay. But leave having experienced some peace, love, and light. Bang!